with day facilities and boarding schools, because I did have a conversation with the education stakeholders not very long ago, and many of them seem to champion the idea that for us as a country to succeed in free secondary school education, then boarding schools may have to be taken off the public school system to make it a lot easier to fund and finance these boarding schools. And so perhaps in the case of having a day wing in some of these boarding schools will ensure that the parents will still pay some fee if they want their children to have the boarding facilities. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Because even in developed countries, boarding schools really are a preserve of the rich. It is mostly in private schools.
Yes, the issue here really is access to education. When you look at some of the public boarding schools, even during one of the trips the CS had made, there's a lack of priorities. Right. You'll find that most of these schools, they spend a lot of money on getting state-of-the-art vehicles like buses, and yet even the dormitories are in very pathetic states. Right. So I think it will be a very good practice for Kenya to follow that. Make boarding schools an issue for the private sector. Let private sector come in and invest in up to state-of-the-art boarding schools. And then the government now should roll out this free secondary education to all the students in the public sector.
Right.
It will widen that scope.
Okay. Well, yes.